How to Lose Friends and Alienate People is based on a book of the same name by British journalist Toby Young. It's about a man who is working on a witty little rag in the UK, in England. This time he's called Sidney Young in a movie, of course loosely based on Toby Young's experiences. And he suddenly gets a call while he's being pretty disillusioned with life over there and what's happening with his little publication. He gets a call from a top American Society magazine boss in America, in New York, who calls him up and asks him to come over. And in this film, this young man, Sidney Young, goes to the United States to New York, and everything that can go wrong does go wrong. And that's part of the fun of the movie, is that this man goes to America and he bursts that sort of insular world, that showbiz celebrity bubble, that media bubble. And it's great to see him do that, because it's kind of reverse of the old British movies where the cool young American would go over to England and burst that pomposity, that stiff upper lip of the English. This guy does it in the reverse. Sidney Young goes to New York and bursts the sort of pomposity and bubble of their equivalent, the media showbiz celebrity circuit, that very sort of insular world that people get trapped in and often don't get out of. And it's great because at first in the movie we can kind of identify with Sidney Young as one of us, kind of on the outside of the celebrity circuit, and he gets on the inside, but of course kind of realises that it's not all that it's often made up to be. Now, there's some great humour in the movie. There's a great line where he's shouting at Orlando Bloom, who actually doesn't appear in the movie. He shouts at Orlando Bloom and goes, "Didn't you used to be English once?" So there's some brilliant lines. There's some great slapstick too. Now, one of my criticisms would be that perhaps at times the slapstick goes a little bit too far and is a bit predictable to the extent that it becomes a bit of a comic strip. But there's some great slapstick nonetheless. I think Simon Pegg as Sidney Young, and also the likes of Gillian Anderson and Kirsten Dunst, do really well in this movie. One of the problems is that I find the Simon Pegg character, Sidney Young, not very likeable. He's a sort of not up himself, but he's very cynical. And rather than being, say, an anti-hero, you kind of start disliking him a little bit as well. And because he goes so far, it's as if, well, you're not even trying to make things right. You actually want things to go wrong. So I couldn't really identify with the character as such. But as movies go, it was great fun. I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed how it very much made fun and mocked that sort of celebrity bubble, as I'm talking about, that celebrity world, and that the Americans in the movie were able to laugh at themselves too. That's great that Hollywood and America doesn't mind sending itself up, which has been the case probably for many years, but it's great to actually see it. I would say it's a male version in many ways of The Devil Wears Prada. I probably did prefer The Devil Wears Prada, but this is a great effort nonetheless. It's based, as I say, on Toby Young's book, How to Lose Friends and Alienate People. Do go and see it. I would give it, let's say, much would I give it out of 5? I'll probably give it about 3 out of 5. Definitely worth watching if you don't mind a bit of slapstick and the odd occasional self-deprecating joke. Go and watch it and have a bit of fun. Cheers.